Yeah. Okay, Muhammad. So you were asking some questions, so I felt I might have some of the answers. So I took some short notes here, and I'm gonna respond to what you were talking about. So the first thing is you're talking about this whole thing, and well, my feeling on that is something that my father told me, and that is, if you're really lucky in life, you might have 2 or 3 friends, and the rest of the folks are acquaintances. So don't confuse the two. An acquaintance is an acquaintance, is a friend, and if you start calling acquaintances friends, then you're going to get let down because they're not friends. That might be kind of a harsh way of putting it, but frankly, I think it's the truth. If you look up the definition in the dictionary, you'll see it's pretty much true. About the small talk, excuse me. Um, you know, Compromise, small talk. That's an art form. You know, if you practice it, you'll be good at it. It's not something necessarily you have to like, but if it helps meet your goals, then I humbly suggest practice it. If you don't want to practice it, hey, don't do it. Sit silently. There's nothing wrong with sitting silently. Uh, you know, Living over here in Asia, sometimes the conversations, obviously in Japanese, and so people are talking, and I'll just sit silently, and then later people will say, oh, you're so quiet. And I'm like, well, I don't have a lot to say. It's a language issue, so it doesn't necessarily have to be what you want to say. It could how you say it. Just food for thought there. Uh, you mentioned something about finding gold. Well, I know a wise man once said, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So I would humbly suggest that you seek to meet other people, and it might sound a little rude, but I think that the soup uh, environment may not be the best place to find such like-minded people. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't any people like that there, but if you're in, geez, Milwaukee, Chicago, Boston, New York, San Francisco, you're gonna find like-minded people there. So you're just gonna have to look harder. That's all there is to it. They are there. You just have to look for them. And I wrote down here is what's the basis of the relationship? What's the barrier to entry? So in the context of meeting these folks, like, well, what do you have in common? Is what you have in common is how to make another buck? Well, the barrier to entry is really low. I mean, e- even an amoeba ant wants to get bigger. I mean, that's just the lowest common denominator. I think you need to figure out, what it is you want to base your relationship on, and making money. That's great. To take care of you and yours, and that's what you need to do. And but you might want to think about, what it is you want to base a relationship on. For example, I got a book here. Uh, Probably can't read it, but it says here it's the Handbook for Imported Foods. So, government here produces this book, and it's all about the importables and how to learn about that, and that's something I'm interested in, and I show it to people, and 80-90% of them are initially interested, and then they're not, and so the ones who are still interested after the initial conversation, those are the ones I base the relationship off of. So, I I find that works well for me, and trust me, I'm a little bit more isolated than you are. So keep posting your videos. I like them, and look forward to it. Bye bye.